Has the whole war on drugs been a massive waste of time, money, and lives? Is it a war that can actually be won? Is the whole war a massive failure? I think we have one of the highest levels of recreational drug use in Europe here in the UK. Class A drug consumption has risen dramatically here over the past decade, according to various sources. Drug death rates continue to rise and are far higher than the European average. Apparently, the illegal drug market in this country is one of the most lucrative in the world. Let's get real, shall we? Huge amounts of taxpayers' money have been wasted on unsuccessful drug crackdowns, and criminals have been making obscene amounts of money importing illegal drugs into the UK for years now. You know, I've heard many career politicians and police officers come out and make strong statements about the need to maintain or even increase police activity and penal sanctions for drug users. I suppose this approach is based on the idea that tough enforcement and widespread incarceration acts as a sufficient deterrent. But reality contradicts this idea. All I have to do is take a walk around my hometown to see that. Should certain drugs be legalized, or decriminalized at least? Should all drugs be decriminalized, or should all drugs be legalized? I'm interested to hear what other people think on this issue. The war on drugs is, of course, a global war led by the USA, just like the war on terror. Both of these wars are going really well, I hear. There are demonstrated links between violence and the illicit drug trade. What are the effects of drug law enforcement on drug market violence? Well, several studies strongly suggest that gun violence and high homicide rates may be the inevitable consequence of drug prohibition, and that disrupting drug markets can paradoxically increase violence. Earlier this year, the Global Commission on Drugs Policy released a report calling for a new approach to the current way of doing things, namely criminalizing drugs and incarcerating users. The Commission said countries should focus on battling the criminal cartels that control the drug trade, rather than targeting drug users. The global war on drugs has failed, with devastating consequences for individuals and societies around the world, the report said. The Commission called on governments to end the criminalization, marginalization, and stigmatization of people who use drugs but who do no harm to others. When it comes to drug use, I honestly think the whole zero tolerance, tough guy routine by leaders and governments is counterproductive. Growing evidence seems to back up this view. And I personally believe that we should be treating drug addiction as a health issue. The state should be actively looking to free people from drug dependence instead of just punishing them, you know? I don't think prohibition works. Prohibition creates black markets and it creates violence. Prohibition is good news for gangsters, but not good news for the rest of us. Decriminalization and regulation seems like the sensible way forward to me, you know? Anyway, catch you later, YouTube. Peace.